All
Hey,
right.
it's your podcast or it's your interview. So,
Right. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. All right. Welcome today to the CEO Shift. I'm excited to have Mark Scrivner here from Snapshot with us. Mark Scrivner is the founder and CEO of Snapshot, a creative marketing agency known for helping brands grow through strategic storytelling and digital innovation. With over 25 years of leadership and business development experience, Mark also mentors emerging marketing agencies, helps them scale with clarity and purpose, and he's a proud member of the Entrepreneurs Organization of Nashville. Ironman athlete and family man committed to building stronger communities and high performing teams. Welcome, Mark. Thank you for being here.
well, thank you, Shondell. I'm excited to be a part of the show today. So, thanks for having me, and what a great introduction.
Wow, thank you. Um, so as we dive in, what we want to really step into here, Mark, is we want to hear from you, right? We want to know what your zone of genius is, the area of expertise. Of course, we went through a little bit of that with your bio here. But I really want to know like what you want to focus on for this conversation specifically today.
Yeah, I mean, I think you asked a few questions before the show, and one of them was zone of genius, and it was a hard one. I think to answer it, I think mine might be just humbleness, and I think that
Love
has
it.
led into me not feeling like I'm the smartest person in the room, and that way I'm surrounding myself or I have surrounded myself with great people all along the way. And I think, from just my experience and working with a lot of other agency owners, I think the one thing that's led into is really being able to help cast the vision by doing strategic planning. So since day one of us launching our business, we've had an executive coach, and that coach has coached myself and our executive team, and then ultimately like our entire team. And so for the first probably 12, 14 years of our agency, we took the entire team away once a quarter to do the strategic planning. So we planned for the year, and then we broke it down into quarters, and we met. And some of the best ideas that we've done as an agency, some of the best things that we've implemented as an agency have been done by just our team. And a
That's
lot of
really
times
cool.
as a founder, if everything falls on you, the likelihood of it getting done are pretty slim. And I would say that would have been my case.
How many years before you brought in your team, right? Like how many years or how much time do you feel like you had spent being coached yourself or just, just a few select folks on your team before you really opened that up?
Yeah, before Snapshot, I worked at another agency for a brief period of time, a few years, and they were big on strategic planning and coaching as well. We used Rockefeller Habits or Scaling Up there, where
Yeah.
EOS I know is we use kind of a combination today of
Mhm.
both Scaling Up and EOS, but that's where I got my first taste of it. And we didn't take the entire team away. We took just the leadership team, and then we cascaded it down when we came back from
Okay.
those planning sessions. And so I said from day one, I really I thought the power was, getting the entire team involved, and it would just show so much more like ownership. I wanted, people to have an ownership say in where we were heading as an agency, knowing, somebody's got to make the ultimate decision, but,
Right.
having everybody be a part of that. And I just saw when you did that people just got really behind the direction we were heading, and they took a lot of ownership in it. And so,
That's fantastic. That's part of part of the fun, I think, of being the owner and being able to, pull in these different perspectives, right? So, you know, sure, I could make all the rules because I'm the owner. I don't want to, right? Like I want the brilliance that's on my team to shine through everything that we do and all the things that we set up. And as we have leaned on our team to help us build more processes and bring new ideas to the table and create new positions and create new offerings. And I just think it's so much better than what I would have come up with myself, right? Had we just done what was in my head alone, it would have been fine. But I think it's just so much stronger because we were able to take this as like a team approach. So that's awesome that
Mhm.
you share that. Thank you.
Yeah.
As far as being passionate about, you know, being a CEO, being the business owner, what are you feeling right now is rising to the top for you? Like something that you would want to
Mine
share with.
is, yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think, along my journey, I've had a lot of people that have leaned in, from our executive coach to other, agency owners that maybe they had sold their agency. And so, I leaned into them. They mentored me on just their experience through that journey. And,
Mhm.
so now today, I mean, I've been doing this now for about 20 years between the first agency and now Snapshot. And so, like you said in the intro, I mean, I do mentor a lot of agencies, and really just help give them the experience and the confidence that they need many
Mhm.
times, and do some of the real light strategic planning. But I encourage them to go get their own coaches and really do it as a team. But, I lean into three or four agencies today that I mentor on a monthly or quarterly basis, and we'll meet and we'll just talk about challenges they're having, opportunities that they've taken advantage of, just any kind of really problem or roadblock that they see as an agency owner. A lot of times it's just you need somebody to tell you, hey, it'd be okay to make that decision. Where,
Yep.
as an agency owner, nobody wants to make, really hard decisions. You build a team, you
Yeah.
build a culture. It's, really who you are. And then, let's say like last night, I spent about 4 hours with an agency owner because they lost their biggest client, and it was
Hmm.
25% of their revenue. And it was really not just that it was their biggest client, which is terrible. Every agency owner's probably been through losing a client, but it was the first time they'd ever really lost a meaningful like
Mm.
client in their journey. And so it's kind of
Yeah.
like, oof, man, what do we do? And, after the conversation, I feel like he felt a lot of confidence in what he needed to
Good.
do. And, it was really like, man, you got to be a wartime CEO now. And that is, somebody that's going to come away and they're going to go make hard decisions, but they make them really quickly. Like you can't
Yeah.
sit on this and just hope that it gets better because, sometimes it won't. And, so anyway, that mentoring has really been a passion of mine of being able to give back, in almost second
That's
half of my
great.
life.
That's excellent. I think it's a true testament too to the things that we've experienced ourselves and what we have, what have we gone through or what have we grown through or, what did we come to the table with our own kind of natural instincts maybe? I feel like there's a lot of natural instincts that have to happen while while you're raising a business, but then to be able to have a mentor to lean on and either confirm those instincts, confirm those behaviors, those actions. And when you get stuck or when something scary like losing your largest client, like losing clients is tough, but man, I bet that was really terrifying for them yesterday. And they're sure lucky to have you.
Wow.
And so,
Yeah, not,
um,
people have been there. And so again, it's
yeah,
just I think every agency owner should take a step back and go, somebody was there for you at one point, and at some point in their trajectory, they should get back.
yeah. One of my greatest it was a long moment, but one of my greatest learning opportunities, I guess, as I was, working different positions, growing up, it was my early 20s. I was fortunate enough to be in an office, a small office, and the actual office manager, I was assistant to her basically, but she wanted me to come in. I had all of the accounting background and all of those things, right? But she wanted to travel. She valued traveling, she valued her job, and she valued being able to step away without feeling guilty, without worrying, without, having kind of that burden nagging noise in her ear while she was out hiking the mountains, all the different things that she liked to do. And she was my first true example of what it meant to truly job share without ego, without fear of competition, with 100%. I want you to know to the fullest extent, 100% how to do my job. And she, wanted 100% to be able to do mine so that we could share that benefit really. And it's one of the things that I've tried to bring forward. So it's always fun when I hear of
Oh
other
yeah.
CEOs really doing that, like, "Oh, I was able to receive and now it's my turn to give." So that's really cool. Before we wrap up, I would love to hear if you have, whether it's a specific story or mindset shift or strategy that you would love to highlight today for our listeners.
You know, let's see. I think that, just one story that I would say, like a lot of agency owners, I'm sure as they're coming up through, through business or any kind of business owner, the great thing about entrepreneurs are they don't see anything they can't do. And I think that's, there was a point in time in our journey where, we had an opportunity to work with the city of Nashville and the state of Tennessee, and the chamber office. And it was when Amazon was trying to move to a second world headquarters to one city out of like 300 that vied for this opportunity. And, they
Right.
went to a lot of the big agencies in town and offered up this opportunity. And it was a quick turn. It was like 6 weeks that we had to put this package together to lure Amazon to come to Nashville. And as an agency owner, they talked to all the big agencies. They said, no, you're crazy. There's no way you can get it done in that kind of time. And they came to us, and I remember sitting in the conference room, and they were like, listen, we've talked to a few others, and they couldn't do it. What do you think? Can you pull this off? And I was like, oh yeah, we can pull it off. And I remember like right when they walked out the door, it was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to pull this off? And we ended up, I think the power of that mindset was that we had to surround ourselves with a couple other small agencies that could
Yeah.
move at really light speed instead of, the Titanic. And it's like, so we banded together, we put together the proposal, and we didn't end up getting the Second World headquarters, but we did get their operations hub, which was 6,500 employees. It was the biggest jobs grant
Wow.
in the state of Tennessee history. And here's a little bitty old agency in Nashville, a few of them that banded together and didn't look at each other as competition, but they looked at each other as like collaborators, and everybody knew their role. And we moved quickly to be able to make that happen for the city and the state. So, I think that, my mindset shift was just really like, don't look at people as like competition. Look at them as like collaborators, and
Yeah.
extraordinary things can happen. And so that's my one story.
That is fantastic. What a great story, though. And what an accomplishment. Like, congratulations to you and the agencies that worked on that and were able to be a part of that. That's really cool. It's not just this
Yeah,
little thing, right? Like, yay, Nashville, gets recognized for like it's a big deal. 6,500 jobs, like that's huge. So
yeah.
it was great that you had the confidence to say, I can figure it out. We can figure it out. Like I can pull the resources, I can brainstorm, I can lean on the people around us to be able to make this a reality. So congratulations to you and your team.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks
Well,
for
Mark,
having me on the
this
show today.
oh goodness, yes. I'm so grateful you said yes. So thank you so much. I knew when we first met that it would be fun to have you and just hear some of your insights, and that was a couple of great stories that I'm excited we get to share. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks
All
for
right.
having me, Shondell. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.